Hi everybody, this is Shymaa Arafat presenting you a systemization of knowledge paper about the role NFTs and metaverses could play in solving the economic problems of countries with ancient heritage, taking Egypt as a case study. The work was motivated by the broader question of whether cryptocurrencies and DeFi ecosystem introduce a solution to such problems. So here comes our agenda. We first explored other countries' experiences with cryptocurrency. The first there was the mining. So reports say that some countries mine secretly to get the block rewards. Then there was the sudden banning of mining all trading activities in countries that previously holded large major mining pools like China and Malaysia. This could be due to the fear of ransomware and criminal activities, or maybe for the high energy consumption and carbon footprints and its effect on environment and climate change. Then came the idea of adopting a cryptocurrency as the country main currency. Two countries around the world have done that only, Salvador and Central Africa. Unfortunately, it wasn't a pleasant experience for both of them, not just because the falling price of Bitcoin, but due to other factors concerning network readiness and people willing to use cryptocurrencies in their everyday life. However, Salvador represented are adding an advantage that 30% of increase in tourism has happened due to adding the crypto community. Some people that use only crypto money in their transactions started to visit Salvador as tourists. So we change our motive to concentrate on NFTs and metaverses. Since these are not risky, we avoid any the risky areas and concentrate on NFTs and metaverses. NFTs has a trading volume of $55 billion in 21. Metaverses has more than two $200 billion in 22 alone and is expected to reach more than $700 billion in by 28. So a country with said to have one third of the world's ancient heritage is definitely can find itself a share in this pie. NFTs started in games like Crypto Kitties and CryptoPunks, and also Axie Infinity, which has introduced an experience with the Philippine country. People in Philippines has made a lot of money in the during COVID time from playing Axie Infinity, the concept of play to earn. However, there was a tremendous loss afterwards. We do not want to repeat that. If I'm going to suggest games, I would suggest designing games inspired from history legends of Egypt to gain money, not to play. Back to other commercial activities, commercial usage of NFTs in arts and music. Celebrities in art in general adapted quickly to the commercialization of NFTs since they are used from before to commercializing all social media platforms and YouTube. So they sold their NFTs. They made fan clubs who gave exclusive rights and discounts to their NFT holders. They also tracked their NFTs with royalty from each resale to gain money, so everybody is happy at the end. Celebrities made their own NFT collection based on live events like Johnny Depp Blue Suitcase. Also reached political figures like Nelson Mandela, who made his own NFT collection to be sold. Also, universities like Yale University sold an NFT for its data science and statistics book. The U.S. Constitution rare copy was sold in nearly more than $43 million. Um, NGOs also have done their collected donations using NFTs for Tigray women and women in Egypt who are in jail for their debt. So it was natural that museums, especially with COVID-19 loss in profit they had, to naturally join the club. These are slide summarizes many uses of NFTs by museums. I'm going just to talk a little about the DAO experience in Italy. DAOs are special kinds of high accuracy of NFTs that are very expensive, and they are sold minted on the blockchain to add authenticity to them. They are sold with granted a hard copy proof of selling. DAOs has the advantage of being used instead of the original copy of the original piece, painting in this case of Italy, in exhibition tours around the world. They were reportedly used twice in a gallery in exhibition in Saudi Arabia and also in London. Uh, DAOs could be viewed not just on your computer but on special viewing devices for NFTs. There are 2D kinds and there are 3D kinds, so you can put it in anywhere you like or watch it in 3D. The problem happened when DAOs as the problem happened when the Italian government discovered that a DAO sold with $250,000. Only the gallery share was only one third of the money, about 70 to $80,000. This is because the agreement was with the Sinello company who made the DAOs is to split profits, and the DAO creation itself costed $100,000. That's a number that is under investigation because it seems to be exaggerated somehow. For Egypt, when I discuss this for Egypt, I would I would think of when discuss this of Egypt, for Egypt, I would think of calculating the cost of the transferring the physical pieces abroad and securing them in exhibition tours, like what happens right now, and transferring a DAO that represents them, especially that there are some experiences that can only be done through DAOs, like sorry through DAOs like unwrapping mummies, constructing faces through mummies, and so on. Now that was about NFTs, the selling of NFTs alone. Adding metaverse gave more merit to the subject, and there were started a lot of projects had started joint projects or individual museum projects that make a metaverse about from the museum with the concept of learn to earn as opposed to play to earn concept. An example is the Morpheus project, which contains 7 entities from 7 countries, from South Africa, Romania, England, Ireland, and also the UN Refugee Department. Other countries had also a big investments in metaverses: South Korea, United Arab Emirates, and also China. As I said earlier, China, although banned all mining and trading activities, they allowed museums and metaverse and NFTs, but on their own blockchain. They made, not in regular blockchains. Suggestion for In light of this, I suggest for Egypt as a quick start to sell or rent NFTs. Rentable NFTs are possible. Ancient NFTs of ancient royal jewelries or custom clothes to be used in current existing metaverses, like in parties and so on, especially that there are online usage of imitated copies of this already right now. Also, different kinds of souvenirs, and also, as I said, constructing DAOs based on cost basis, analysis basis for things that cannot be physically viewed, like construction of the King Ramses II, or of any face from the skull, and also CAT scan images and so on that could be used in education for educational and research purposes by places that study or do research, Egyptology research, and there are a lot around the world. Also, metaverses could be made for Red Sea for diving and coral reefs, especially they are deteriorating. To archive them, there is, if you know, there is the Tuvalu island that's already trying to do this for as it's going to discover that it's going to vanish due to climate change, and so they are considering making a metaverse, a digital twin of them on the metaverse. So I think people Egypt should do this on Red Sea coral reefs before they deteriorate. Also, I recommend joining current existing international projects either through UNESCO or through current partnerships with Mediterranean countries, heritage research centers, or Hellenistic studies with Greece. And there are plenty of this right now. Now after we have covered all the NFTs and metaverses in museums, let me tackle the key design challenges and design issues in the whole development cycle of such projects. First, could we do this in Egypt? We have done, Egypt has started online tourism since the year 2000 or even before, and do have VR tours online now, and joint projects before to archive through VR. Also, there is a lot of research on blockchain, whether from researchers, researchers inside Egypt or Egyptians abroad. The chain analysis report says that 40 billion dollars of crypto money has entered Egypt this year, which means there are some trading market in Egypt. So people are familiar with designing cryptocurrencies, with working with cryptocurrencies. As for network readiness, when this is not Bitcoin cryptocurrency adoption to worry about network readiness as much. Here, use the target customer of tourists use their own country network in navigating through the metaverse. So it's not the main issue here. So we can go to the next economic issue. When making cost benefit analysis, I think previous studies about risk and return of NFTs in general will not apply unless for design games. But for the main case of museum NFTs and metaverses, I think tourism metrics should be put into consideration to take a correct decision, like the crypto connection case as an example. Also, economic studies should decide the threshold for market clearance and the suitable price for and number of each category of NFTs. The fairness topic discussed a lot in distributing free drops. Here we could economically decide which is it complete fairness or according to geographical distribution. For example, you may favor countries that are far from Egypt that their people would cost more would cost them more to travel to Egypt through for the long distance, for the longer distance, and realities could be also used like many museums to to have a downstream sell ratio, but also to track the market preference of your NFTs you have issued, which may has a feedback for the market. Then blockchain choice. At the beginning, most museums used the Ethereum blockchain since the Ethereum was the creator of Ethereum Foundation was the creator of NFTs. However, they received a lot of criticism for the energy impact and on climate and environment. So they moved to proof stake blockchains like Tezos and Palm. However, Ethereum now is also a proof stake network after the merge, but also there is a factor of the network being unforkable that made some people favored Algorand and favored making their own blockchain that does not hold any cryptocurrency. So that after the fork, the data not the NFT sold became remain consistent. Then security and privacy. Naturally, all VR applications reveal some information about the place their users are in to make him feel the sense of reality. Metaverses have the same. A new research called MetaGuard by Berkeley University tries to add some noise to the user-sensitive data without affecting his fun experience in the metaverse by balancing the noise with the sensitivity of the data. And there's uh, also there is NFTs attacks. Also, NFT attacks won't differ much on all other on DeFi attacks in general. Especially, we are going to talk about the URL, the storage, the NFT image itself being disappeared or not. Let me tell you about a little about the NFT token in general. Its standard is ARC by the Ethereum Foundation is ARC 721 that needed more attributes. They have made it when they found that non-fungible tokens needs more attributes to be represented than money, which is fungible, i.e. only represented by its value. Here, items or digital assets in general needs more attributes, what we call metadata. The 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 smart contract contracts deal with the standard ERC 721 token, and the metadata is stored in a metadata.json file, which contains the name, type, and a link, the address of the URL where the original image is stored off chain as a string. We should mention that royalties are implemented by marketplaces, not an attribute of any standard NFT token of any language. And as I said, the digital image is stored off chain. A block diagram representing the main process, and this is the example to show that the metadata and the URL link is stored in the not on the blockchain. As example, when by changing the metadata, two different the same NFT could be was represented and experienced by two different images according to the marketplace. So NFT, where are the actual NFT stored? There are different storage options. Started with the clouds that are centralized. Then there is the interplanetary file system, IPFS, which is a peer-to-peer network, distributed network. One of the main problems is that could malfunction. No incentive for people to keep such storage. The file coin was was an effort to try to reward storage providers and retrievers in order as an incentive to keep the data. ARWeave is a pay once and store permanently application as they claim through by storing the data in a decentralized permission blockchain. However, it is widely used by many applications. However, some doubts in some reports that doubts the permanent forever for an one original down payment at the beginning. The file to coin token now is about $5 price. The AR Weave token is ranges between $8 and $9 in price. Papers and surveys include the state-aware peer-to-peer plus permission blockchain, Snap, and other proliferation solutions. Now let's move to copy. Now let's move to legalities and copyrights. If you think when you buy an NFT you can do whatever you want with it, that's not quite true. There are NFTs, for example, that are for use only, they're not even possible to sell like valuables. And in general, even if whatever rights the creators of the NFT provides you on their site, there are questions like what if they changes what they wrote in their site? Cases you can see cases of this. What if what happens when downstream resell? When you because downstream when you resell your NFT, it is sold on the marketplace, not on the original site. What if the company you bought the NFT from was bought by another company that changed the rules in their site? There are examples of each case with some lawsuit cases or planned lawsuit cases to be revealed. A new research solution was provided by the A16Z crypto group. Is called Can't Be Evil. As the Can't Be Evil depends on the idea is uh, to codify the license terms in a smart contract so it's become immutable and irrevocable by the creator of the NFT. So none of the problems happened above will happen if the company creating the NFT and the buyers agree to add this to the standard to add this smart contract to their NFTs. Anyway, it is an ongoing research that started in August this year. Other liabilities and regulation problems and are open areas is the systematic problems or the dilemmas of dealing with robotics and even with some games are inherited here in metaverses. We covered privacy and copyright problems. There are also harm. Harm could range from reputation, affecting your reputation in the game level, into mental harm that drive some people to commit suicide, to sexual, and there are incidents of sexual harassment. Two reported incidents, one in the beta version of the Facebook Meta and one on Roblox. And there are so these are open areas for more research. In summary, I tried to survey museum NFTs and metaverses. Also suggested some uses for Egypt and discussed or tackled the main design issues or open research areas in the field. I conclude with quotes from the European Parliament report about NFTs and the World Economic Forum commit statement about inclusive metaverses to say that it is a win-win situation. I think any country selling these NFTs and metaverses will gain, you will not lose any pay, you will you will not sell any asset, and at the same time you will gain money and gain user experience in many fields. Thank you.